All right, let's uh-oh, I done did something. Okay. Revelation 17 and 12. All right, so let's finish. Isaiah 17 and 12. Woe to the multitude of many people which make a noise like the noise of a sea. That's them foreign troops. They are buying and gathering up foreign troops to come over here to America to go state by state, city by city, county by county, which is going to break down to block by block, house by house, to go in and get you people out. This is the agenda of the United Nations. Isaiah 17 and 12. Woe to the multitude of many people which make a noise like the noise of a sea, and to the rushing of nations that make a rushing like the rushing of mighty waters. The nations shall rush like the rushing of many waters, but God shall rebuke them, and they shall flee far off, and shall be chased as the chaff of a mountain before the wind. Right, meaning your United Nation, your conglomerate fighting force is going to lose this third world's war. Which I'm going to get that what's going to happen in detail. And like a rolling thing before the whirlwind. Damn, that's twice. Same motherfucker. Ain't going nowhere. And behold, at evening time, trouble, and before the morning he is not. This is the portion of them that spoil us, and the lot of them that rob us. See that? The blacks, Latins, and Native Americans, we was robbed. Right, so I'm back again. See that? Let me read it again. This Isaiah 17 and 14. And behold, at evening time, trouble, and see this exaltation for the elect of Israel, and for the mixed multitude that come from all these nations. This is the help that we have to look for. Because the UN have an agenda to come in to kill all Americans. It's called Project Megiddo. It's called Rex 84. You can't make these terms up, man. It's called the National Defense Authorization Act. Okay. And behold, at evening time trouble. So this is going to be non-stop. And before the morning he is not. This is the portion of them that spoil us, and the lot of them that rob us. So really you can't get mad at this program that's finna take place. Matter of fact, that's why I said, we live in, it's like a dual reality. That's why you have to come back to your heritage, your nationality, and get that mark so the angel can mark you, which is marking you from exemption, from judgment. That's what the mark is for. Because if you don't get the mark of exemption from Yahweh Shah, you don't get another mark, which is from Satan, which is these Caucasian Europeans, which is going to be the RFID chip. And then if you take that, so let me show you what's going to happen if you take the RFID chip. Because see, once they crash the American dollar, a lot of you people going to go into, oh, I have to feed my kids, I have to feed my wife, and you're going to take the RFID chip. Which, what is the RFID chip? It's a small microscopic It's about this big. It's basically a grain of a rice. Which you say it's gonna put in what? Your hand or your forehead. Now they have the technology showing you this. It's called ViaChip. If you look up ViaChip, it shows you that they got the RFID chip. Matter of fact, I got one with me. Because they already been doing this in Mexico. Where is my dog? See that? Where is my children? We being kidnapped. They gonna come up with many reasons for you to take this RFID chip. Just let me show it to you. See that? And right now, if you join the military, they telling you that you have to take this chip so if you get kidnapped by the Taliban. But what they're not telling you is that's the RFID chip, which God said in Revelation 13:9, don't take it or you're gonna die. See that? Here go the RFID chip right here in my hand. Needle and everything. So the beginning process of taking it has already started. Matter of fact, here in the Western Hemisphere, the first company in Wisconsin called 3 Square. In Wisconsin, the first company called 3 Square allowed their employees to take the RFID chip. And they can get into any door they want to. They can get their paycheck on it. They can basically go into, they can get into their job. You don't have to have no key cards. They making it convenient to take the RFID chip. Which if you take the RFID chip, you're gonna be put to death according to the Bible. And they doing it in sectors. Because the white man he's good at doing something called gradualism. He do it slowly by slow. He allowed them to do it in Mexico with the taking of and robbery of the kids. Here he promoted it as, where is my dog? But they're gonna go on a full-blown make y'all take it. So let me show y'all the RFID, let me show you what's gonna happen if you take the RFID chip, but for whatever reason. This Revelation 14:9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, see that? Now what's the beast? It's the westernized philosophy on how to conduct yourself and live. And what's the image of the beast? That's the RFID chip, which is their digital currency, from hard cash over into digital currency. Revelation 14:9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture, into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and the presence of the Lamb. What's going to bring brimstone to America? The ICBM missiles, intercontinental ballistic missiles from North Korea, China, Iran, Russia, Turkey, because Turkey have shown you that they got the Patriot, the way they got the S-500 Patriot missiles from Russia. See that? So if you take the RFID chip, you will be destroyed here in America. But now let's go back to that troop that's going to come in, the UN troops. Because once they go in city by city, house by house, to get you Americans out, they actually don't turn their attention and fight who y'all know as Jesus Christ and the angels coming from outer space. That's why Trump announced 2 weeks ago that the military has formulated a new branch. It's called the space branch. 2nd Ezra chapter 13, I think it is. Which a lot of y'all know about the Third World War that's coming here to America. But a lot of y'all don't know exactly what's gonna happen. Okay. Hold on, let me get that real quick. Okay, I got it. Right, so a lot of y'all know about the Third World War, but what's been happening is your ministers, your pastors, they haven't been going into detail to let y'all people know what's going to happen. It's called scaring you straight. So let's see what's going to happen when America, which is the great horde, who's riding the beast, which is all other nations, the United Nations fighting for it. Let's see what's going to happen in the Third World War, which is written in the Bible. Because we're living in that time now. Why do you think all the nations are over there, for whatever reason, in the Middle East? The reason why all nations are over there in the Middle East is because that is the beginning of the Third World War. That's written in Joel. 2nd Ezra 13:1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves therefore. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong. That man is Yahweh Mashiach, a black man. And why I have to keep saying black man? Because black men in America are Israelite men. That must be known. And I beheld, lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And whatsoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice. And they showed that in the movie. What was the name of that goddamn movie with the ships? I forgot the name of the movie. No, the one with the UFOs coming in, brother. They just remade it 25 years later. I can't think of the name right now. It's slipping me. Independence Day. See that? Because when that big ship came into the atmosphere, everybody that trembled, that seen. And when they showed the UN getting ready to fight this alien force, they showed it in every major capital all over the world at once. And everybody was trembling because they were scrambling and getting the Air Force ready. And whatsoever the voice went out of his mouth, all that burned that heard his voice. That's that concentrated laser beam. Because at Independence Day, when they went to the top of that building and they was welcoming our so-called the aliens or whatever you want to call it, what happened? The ship opened up and shot out a laser beam and blew everybody up under. And whatsoever the voice went out of his mouth, all that burned that heard the voice, like as the earth felleth when it filleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men, that's the United Nations, and they fighting for us, out of number from the four winds of the heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he hath graven himself a great mountain, and flew up upon it, which that great mountain is called a UFO, really called the Chariots of Israel, but y'all know them as UFO, unidentified flying objects. In the Bible it's called the Chariots of Israel. So who you know as Jesus Christ is coming back in the UFO. But I beheld, and lo, he have graven himself a great mountain, and flew up upon it. But I would have seen the region or place where out the hills was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all that which was gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet does fight. So when the United States and the UN Army see this UFO and how magnificent it is, they're gonna be afraid. Which they showed that in the cockpit during the first movie of Independence Day, when they showed Will Smith and the other Air Force men was saying, "Oh shit!" Especially when all them ships came out. But you see how they did fight. They said evasive maneuvers, but they did try to fight back. But they was fleeing when they was fighting. So where did the director get that scene from? that y'all seen 25 years ago in Independence Day, where they just made a remake. I'm reading it right now today. But I beheld, and lo, he had graven himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. But I would have seen the region or a place where out the hill was graven, I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all that which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yes, does fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instruments of war. Why is that? Because you're dealing with a supernatural being. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, he given orders to the chariots. Blast that, blast that, blast them, kill them. As it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lip a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. That's giving orders. Beam net, laser beam net, laser beam net. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest. Because he also going to manipulate the weather. They showed that in X-Men. They showed that with Storm, when she went in the back of the plane. If y'all watched any of these movies, and she was being followed, and she used tornadoes to knock the other planes away. And they came all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon a multitude which were prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Right, so those of y'all who being patriotic and all finna join our army, the military, especially that Space Force, you're gonna be burnt to crisp. Afterwards, I saw the same man come down from the mountain and call upon him another peaceable multitude. And there came much people unto him. Exactly, that's the elect of us. See, because that's what we've been waiting on.